Hi Gauchos! Welcome to the penultimate episode of UCSB TV for this winter quarter. I hope you're staying warm and dry as this stormy season continues. You might want to take a break from the rain and studying for finals by going to one of this week's events. Let's go to Sreya to hear more.
Hey everyone, welcome back to UCSB TV. Let's take a look at this week's events. Today, March 1st, the UCSB Theater and Dance Department will be staging the first night of its run of the Laramie Project in the Hatland Theater. The play is based on the true events of a tragic hate crime that took place in the community in Laramie, Wyoming. Tonight's performance starts at 8 p.m., so don't miss your chance to attend. On Saturday, March 2nd, the previously postponed VSA male pageant will be taking place in Campbell Hall. All of the proceeds from the event will go to CRAC, a civil rights organization dedicated to advocating for Southeast Asians. If you didn't get a chance to purchase your ticket last time, you still have time to get a ticket before the event. The night begins at 5 p.m., so show up and support a great cause. On Monday, March 4th, the LA chapter of the Sex Workers Outreach Project will be speaking in the McCune Conference Room about workers' rights, dignity, and stigmas. Members of SWAP LA will discuss their work with community building and advocacy. The event will begin at 4 p.m., so definitely attend. On Wednesday, March 6th, the UCSB Ensemble for Contemporary Music will be performing in Lottie Lamon Concert Hall at 5:30 p.m. The pieces performed will include old favorites and new works by students and faculty. So if you're in the mood for a night of music, make sure to get your tickets from the music department ahead of time. Finally, on Thursday, March 7th, breakout artist Rico Nasty will be performing in the Hub at 8:30 p.m. Her 2018 debut album, Nasty, made waves in the music world, and she is sure to bring the same energy to her live performance. Tickets are discounted for UCSB students, so make sure you get yours before it's too late. That's all for this week's events. To find out more about these events or any others, make sure to check out the UCSB events page. Now let's go to Hannah with the news.
What's up Gauchos? How's it going? I'll go ahead and assume that your answer is tired. Let's just take a look at this week's news. According to the Daily Nexus, the UC system is collaborating with one of its biggest unions to offer restitution to workers that have been negatively affected by the new payment system, UC Path. This new system, which was put into effect during the fall quarter, has resulted in hundreds of inaccurate paychecks for students across a variety of the UC campuses. Student workers affected by this are receiving $150 in compensation. To learn more about the story, you can check out the article on the Daily Nexus website. In other news, the Daily Nexus reports that there was an open seat on the Isla Vista Community Services District Board, and that 3 Gauchos were in the running to fill it. The IVCSD interviewed all of the candidates and voted among their committee. The position will be held until December of 2020. The candidates were 4th year Jeremy Levine, 2nd year Christine Nguyen, and 3rd year Lindsay Sherman. On Tuesday evening, Christine Nguyen was elected to fill the position, making her the first woman of color to hold this seat. To learn more about her goals, you can check out the full article on the Daily Nexus website. In other Associated Students news, the Nexus reports that on-campus AS Senator Yasmin Solari has been removed from her position. The second-year senator admitted to living off-campus despite having run in the on-campus bracket. This violation resulted in her being voted off the Senate unanimously. To learn more about this, go to the Daily Nexus's website. That's all for this week's news. Now let's go check in with Kalisha with sports.
What's up, Gauchos? It's Kalisha with your weekly sports update. The women's tennis team unfortunately could not beat Washington last week, but they were able to beat San Jose State with a final score of 5-2. The men's team was able to beat Grand Canyon 6-1. Our baseball team won all 3 of their games against Hartford with scores of 10-5, 6-4, and a blowout final game of 14-0. The women's water polo team headed to the Barbara Colbus Invitational last weekend. The team lost to Arizona State and UC Irvine, but they beat San Diego State 11-5 and UC San Diego 8-6. The softball team had a tough weekend at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic, losing all 4 of their games against BYU, Oregon, Arizona, and Oklahoma. The women's basketball team also had a weekend full of losses. The team fell to Cal State Fullerton and Long Beach State. But the men's team was able to beat Cal State Fullerton 82-67. Coming up this week, the women's tennis team takes on Cal and UC Davis, and the men's team takes on Arizona. The baseball team has a 3-game series against Pepperdine, and the softball team hosts the Gaucho Classic. The women's water polo team heads to the Claremont Convergence Tournament. And finally, the women's basketball team goes up against UC Riverside, and the men take on CSUN. That's it for your sports update. Be sure to head to ucsbgauchos.com so you can go out and cheer on your fellow Gauchos. Now back to you, Seely.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's update. If you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at @AS_UCSBTV. Next week will be the last episode of this quarter, so I hope to see you then.